Today, the catamaran is a predominant concept in international boating. Many of the new projects are aimed at multi-hulls because if once upon a time the sea could have been for those who were tough, now the prerogatives have changed. Enjoyment, space and comfort are the three must-haves that stand out. This is the new M48 by Prestige, and today I'm in Barcelona, more precisely in Port Ginesta, to test it out. Let's get started. This is The Boat Show. Having a house on the sea rather than by the sea has always been the dream of many ship owners. The space that only a multi-hull can grant is invaluable to those who seek the maximum livability possible from a relatively small yacht. That is why the Beneteau Group offers the Prestige M-Line, in which the motor multi-hull inherits all the comforts that have made people love the sailing catamaran so much while avoiding its bulky structural discomforts. At the stern, a large electric platform used as a wide terrace overlooking the sea completes the beach area between the two side platforms until it becomes a tender lift once immersed below sea level. This area is 6 meters wide, and here, below the cockpit flooring, there is a large storage space for water toys, fins and masks. The aft dinette is set up with a C-shaped seat which allows you to reach the terrace when it's open. One of the two tables is foldable and together they can accommodate up to 8 people. To complete the area, there are other sofas. Under the stairs that lead to the flybridge, there is a fridge unit with an ice maker. This window divides the indoor from the outdoor space, which, however, easily emerges in case of need. The large interior living room has a livable area of 22 square meters. The galley on the starboard side is designed to easily communicate with both the cockpit and the living room. With its U-shape, it has a marine look. Even with a bit of rough sea, the chef will safely stay within his workspace. As for the finishes, they are refined and tasteful. On the port side, there is an interior dinette with an elegant table surrounded by a sofa. From a steering position, you can easily reach the manoeuvring areas. With one glance, you can check the whole yacht from stern to bow. The forward area is set up as an actual terrace of a villa. Removable coffee tables and sofas are Roder's outdoor furniture additions, and they complement the bow dinette in an original way, along with traditional bow sundeck with built-in cup holders. On the flybridge, the wet bar unit, equipped with a barbecue and refrigerators, also includes the seats of the first pilot station. Here as well, there is a lot of space, almost 20 square meters, and its organisation has been focused on maximising the pleasure of time spent here outdoors. Always outdoor-style seating embraces a teak table. While underway, a chaise lounge further aft provides a beautiful sea view and a view of wakes. Other seats forward provide company to those at the helm. The lines of the designs, the choice of materials and the taste and precision of the workmanship come from the well-established synergy between Camilla Gironi and the leading French shipbuilding group Beneteau. The master cabin is a real suite. It is 5 meters wide with a livable area of 18 square meters. It has a king-size mattress and a lot of storage space, refined and tasteful furnishings, and a head with separate toilet with a shower stall. It is located at the bow just behind the crew cabin, and although this is a catamaran with the water between the two hulls, they have managed to make it full beam. In short, it is huge. But how did they do it? By taking a step back, one can see that the search for volumes was done vertically. With such high bulwarks, they were able to take advantage of the volume between the junction of the two hulls and the deckhouse, which in sailing, for example, is almost never possible. This layout allows 2 twin guest cabins to be housed in the 2 hulls. The beds are arranged crosswise to the direction of travel so that both have a beautiful sea view. Both can be converted from double to single and have their own bathroom with a separate shower. I don't know how many of you have actually navigated on a motor catamaran. In 2021, more than 300 units were sold. This figure indicates growth in this sector, but it also highlights the fact that there aren't that many of them in the world. For the time being. First of all, let's start by stating its concept. Slow life is at the core of the idea of this yacht. It's not about performance, so we won't reach high speeds, but we will enjoy navigation while consuming very little. That is because multi-hulls compared to mono-hulls have 30% less wet surface. This means it has less drag force, so it needs less power, which leads to less consumption. Today, the multi-hull is equipped with 320 horsepower for each hull, for a total of 640 horsepower and 22.5 tons of thrust. The first cruising speed, which is the speed that the shipyard declares as the first one where the Cat is really optimised for long-term cruising, is around 8 knots. We're at 1,950 RPM, consuming 2.6 litres per nautical mile, which equates to 21 litres per hour. With this pace, the new Prestige M48 can cover 600 nautical miles non-stop with 1,200 litres of gasoline on board. For a maximum of 8 knots, the cruising speed can reach 16 or 17 knots. It depends on how much you want to consume, how comfortable you want to navigate, and especially how much time you have. By now, you all know how I conduct my tests. I always want to get to testing the data. Today I have 2 goals. One is to navigate well, 2 to consume little. We're moving at 15.5 knots at 3,500 RPM. Consumption is 7.7 litres per nautical mile. At this pace, a question comes to mind. What would happen if I were to veer right now? The M48 by Prestige has been designed vertically, keeping a relatively narrow beam of 6 metres. So I expect that with such a high barycenter, it tends to lean. There's just one way to discover it. Let's test it. At 16 knots, consumption is 122 litres per hour. I now veer portside. The reaction of the Cat is completely different from what we expect from a monohull, because we should imagine it as a motorcycle that leans on one side to close the turn. The catamaran instead is like a car that enters the turn, so when it veers, it takes us to the opposite side. I have to say that at first I was a little afraid, but in the end I felt totally safe. All the movements were smooth, the passage on the wave, the rolling. It's like being at the helm or at the wheel of a driving force such as a large truck. Now it's time to reach maximum speed, so let's open the gas. We reached 3,650 RPM, 3,700 RPM. And we are navigating at 18.5 knots, actually 18.6 knots. Consumption is 6.63 litres per nautical mile.
Insomma, il nuovo Prestige M48 è
So the new Prestige M48 is like a real private island on the sea, with a lot of space and privacy because you don't need much crew on board. In fact, an owner could enjoy and manage it alone with his or her family in complete autonomy.
con la sua famiglia, godersela e gestirla completamente in autonomia. Anche grazie alle due postazioni di pilotaggio. Io oggi ho scelto
This is also possible thanks to the two helm stations. Today I choose the indoor one, so that I could talk without the noise of the wind. But this is an optional one. You can have it or not. The primary one is on the flybridge, where you can really enjoy the sea and nature around you.
e la natura che vi circonda.